Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you are watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And joining me, as always, is my co-host, Rebellious D, who is, I don't know who he's shooting at right now. And I guess he's shooting at Tobias Wells, but that's not going to do anything to him because Tobias is immortal right now. So yes, you're going to die, D, and I'm going to be doing these videos by myself.
I hope not. I hope you would come in there and take him out for our kind.
Nah.
No. What do you mean now?
I'm joining up with Tobias, man. I'm sorry.
Jeez, you can't trust him and Powder. Whoever.
What?
Powder? Whoever that guy's supposed to
be. Man. You talk. His name is. It's not Powder. It's
Whenever you're done, I'll
Red.
Finish.
Yeah, Red. That's his name. He said
it was Powder. A joke. It was a joke.
Oh, you was being serious. But hey, before we get into that, I just want to say that I know that somebody in the comments had told us that the guy who plays Red is the same actor who played Zaz on Gotham. Yeah. But I actually looked it up, and like they're two different actors, but they favor each other tremendously.
Wow.
They really do. I mean, so that's why, you know, for everybody that's watching this video, yes, they are two different actors. You can look it up yourselves. But before we get into today's review, make sure that you like this video, make sure that you comment, make sure that you subscribe, and hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new videos here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. So today's review, I already talked about it a little bit in the intro. It's going to be on Black Lightning. This is episode 5, and it is a new chapter now. It is the Book of Ruin, chapter 1, Picking Up the Pieces. And the episode, it starts right back off where Jen, she disappears in space pretty much. And Gamby, he lets the family know. They're all concerned. And Jefferson, he's just like, well, okay, well, what do I have to do to save my daughter? And he becomes Black Lightning again. He puts on the suit. Right. I loved it, like, because Gamby, he was just like, you're going to need these. And then Jefferson, he puts on the suit and he's Black Lightning again. And he became Black Lightning because he needed to save his daughter. He ends up going up to the upper atmosphere and he collects Jen's, I want to say what? Like
molecules? Particles? Yeah, particles. That's a good one.
Yeah, he collects those, and before he went up there, like they tried to warn him that because Jen, she's more powerful than Black Lightning is, just because of the energy that she has. So he's able to gather all of Jen's particles, and he's crashing back down to Earth, and he catches himself, he lands, and we see that there's a camera there, but we don't know who's watching him. But it's like, you should already know who's watching him. It's Tobias Wells. Like, Tobias, he has the whole city on lock. He sees that Black Lightning is back now, and he's just like, okay, all right, he's back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Jefferson, he ends up going back to the Gamby cave, and they have to put Jen's particles inside of like this giant egg-looking thing. It kind of reminded me of Ivan Ooze's eggs from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Like, that's what it literally reminded me of. And after that, it's like the Pierces, it's like they're coming together now because it's like they want Jennifer to come back. Jefferson, he says that, you know, he knows a fast friend in Central City that can help him. And I'm just, and like, you know, I see this and he says this and I'm just like, well, why didn't the Flash make a cameo? You know what I'm saying?
It's just like, bro.
It's like, why say that if Barry's not going to make a cameo?
I feel like they've done that. They've made a couple drops. Maybe it's just filming conflicts because they've done that with Arrow and Flash before, I believe, with a couple characters saying, well, yeah, I called in a favor or something like that. I could have sworn Oliver's done that. He did that at least once or twice on the show once they started the crossover. So I'm not sure. Scheduling conflicts, maybe.
Probably.
But you need that man. Flash, bro. It would have been cool.
Who knows? But it's like now on the TV, there's the news is on and they're watching as we find out that one of the guys that was with the 100, he ended up dying. And this is the guy who Lala ended up killing. But we find out that, because he had, I want to say like electricity on his body or something like that, they thought that lightning did it. But then Jefferson, he ends up telling everybody that it was him. He did it after what happened with the kid and whatnot. And he didn't know that the guy was going to die. But Jefferson doesn't know that Lala ended up killing the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like they're coming at they say that Lightning is a huge threat to Freeland now, and she needs to be brought in. And now there is a meta task force and a detective Hassan. I mean Shakur. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're good.
He is the the new lead detective, the new leader of the meta task force, and he's just like he doesn't want to do this. He didn't come to Freeland to do this. He came to Freeland to help clean it up.
Yep.
And it's just like Chief Lopez. She's just like, no, like this is what you're gonna do. Chief Lopez. She also says that Mayor Billy Black, his death is because of the 100, and she wants Lala to be brought in for justice and whatnot. So Black Lightning. I know I've been rambling on. He's back in the suit now.
Yep.
How do you feel about seeing Jefferson finally in the suit? Because I know that we said on last week's review, we thought it was going to be a little bit later on when he finally became Black Lightning again. We thought that it was going to be something major. I mean, this is a major deal because it's like he needs to save his daughter.
Yes.
I thought we both thought it was going to be something where it's just like, he
suits back up to kick some tail.
Yeah.
But it was just different. Let me take it from there, Banks. I just feel like it's a breath of fresh air to see him back in the suit. At any capacity. I was good with the whole dark side of Jefferson, but it's just really fun to see him back. And it was like something that he needed to do. Like you said, he needed to save his daughter. He was the only one who could go do it. And sometimes I get where they're coming from. Sometimes it takes something traumatic to get you back on track. And I mean, as far as like the Lala stuff that we're about to get into with Shakur and all them, like basically trying to bring Lala to justice.
Yep.
It's gonna get very interesting because we get the little scene with Lala and Jefferson in this one where he's like, "Hey, I'm glad that you're back." And I really like that scene a lot because they are on opposites in a way. Because Lala's kind of like protecting his own at this part. Yeah, at this point in the story, he's not like peddling drugs anymore, really.
Yeah,
he's just kind of.
He can't for real.
Yeah, that's true.
And on last season, he did help, the Black Lightning family when they were trying to take on Gravedigger and whatnot. So, that's the conversation that Jefferson and Lala, they end up having with each other. And Lala, he pretty much told Black Lightning, he was like, "Hey, I don't kill anybody unless I have to kill them." You know what I'm saying? Like he said, I was there to kill Tobias.
Yep.
That was his sole purpose for being there. He wanted to kill Tobias. So, somebody else killed Mayor Black. We don't see who kills him because remember on last week's review, like I had said, like Thunder, she pushes him down on the ground.
Yeah.
And then when she goes to check on him, he's dead. Or I believe it was Chief Lopez that checked on him, but he was in the same position that he was when Thunder had pushed him down on the ground. So it's just like, well, who shot him?
It was kind of dropped when it was Tobias. I think you said his name is Red, correct?
Yes.
I think it was him because remember he has a
yeah.
conversation at the end, like, nobody will know, and he basically pins that on Thunder. And because this guy basically is like a bullet. I mean, he can bend things.
Yeah, Red, like he's like a telekinesis.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So Tobias, he got mad at Red because Red, he flung the coin at the wall, and Tobias is just like, I need you to go over there and fix that. And it's just like, dude, like Tobias can easily kill you. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go back to the conversation with Lala and Destiny, who is the leader of the Cobra Cartel. She pretty much hit up Lala and was just like, "Hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We need to work together and whatnot."
Right.
And this was a way to set Lala up so that way that she could pretty much just take the territory. And not Chief Lopez, but Detective Detective Shakur, he ends up showing up with the metahuman team, and they end up taking all of the 100. They were already getting the 100 off of the street, but now that Lala is captured, pretty much the 100 has gone down, and there's a gunfight that goes on and whatnot. They end up killing Lala, and while this is going on, Devontae, he tries to make a run for it. And like my whole thing is, it's like I was talking with my friends today, and I was just like, man, Devontae, he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like he should have just gave up. I don't know. I don't know what the writers were thinking, like telling him like he should run away, because it's like we already knew he wasn't gonna be able to make it anywhere.
Yeah, I think it was just paying homage to some of the social injustices that we actually had happen. Yeah, like where he was like they're about to press their backs on him, and I can't breathe. And then Shakur came up and he was like, "I'm not even touching you." Like,
he said you can't breathe because you fat, and I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah, like, I think it was a little too much.
It was.
Yeah, reel it back in.
Yeah, reel it back in. But because of this, Lala, he was able to come back to life, and Destiny, she saw this and she was just like, okay, I need to get an assassin that can take Lala out.
Mm-hmm.
While all of this is going on, Jennifer, she's still trying to get put back together.
Yep.
And Anissa, she goes back home. She's with Grace, and they get into another argument because Anissa, while they are married, Anissa is still treating this like they're dating, and Grace, she's just like, we're married, and you gave me my own room. It's like we're married, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And D, I know that you had something that you had some very strong words for how you felt about Anissa, so I'll go ahead and let you take the train right now.
It's not a train, but but I will take over right here. Like taking away from the main story to do the Anissa relationship phase of the show. I just don't think that it's the time or place for it anymore. This is, everybody knows at this point that this is the final season. And I just don't think, like, if Anissa has been at her side this whole time, she was in a coma, and and as soon as she wakes up, hey, let's get married. There's no way that a normal person's like, oh yeah, by the way, your stuff's in storage. It just seems out of place to me, Banks. That's all. It's like working backwards. And it has nothing to do with like the fact that Tobias knows that they're all enhanced and hates their family. It just doesn't. That part of it just doesn't get me. You miss me totally.
Yeah. And then, also too, TC, like he's upset because Jennifer is gone, and he was the last person that Jennifer talked to before she pretty much disintegrated, and he's taking it the hardest. So it's like we see that he does have feelings for Jennifer, and it's like Anissa, she tells him, it's just like, it's not your fault, everything will be all right. We got her back, like don't worry about it. And I just wanted to bring that up before I talk about the whole thing with Anissa. Like, I love Anissa, I love what she does for Freeland, but I agree with you on the whole thing where how she treats Grace. It's just like, she was by her side this entire time. But again, like I had said on the episode when they got married, it's just, I feel like this was just Anissa just doing this because it's like she cares so much about Grace that it was just like a snap judgment that she did. Yeah. And it's like, of course, she wasn't ready to get married. I don't even think Grace was ready to get married, but they got married because they loved each other. And Anissa, she's not partner material. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because we even see that they were butt heads like in some of the other seasons. I want to say it was like season 2, they were butting heads and whatnot because of how Anissa just always feels like that she has to be in control. And this is something that we see that, her and Jefferson, they always butt heads for, because it's just like Anissa, it's my way or the highway. Like, you need to do what I say do. And Anissa, I'm happy that, by the end of the episode that her and Grace, they were able to, come back together, because Anissa, she didn't want to be at the Gamby cave. And Grace was just like, no, you need to be there with your family. You need to be there for your sister and whatnot. And we end up getting to the cave, and it's at 100%. The egg opens up, and it's like everybody's happy. It's just like they're like Jennifer's back and whatnot. They have a blanket for her, clothes and all this stuff, and then Anissa's just like, who the hell are you? And Jenna's just like, come on guys, what are y'all saying? And it's a completely different girl. She has dreads. It's not Jennifer now, and it's not the actress who plays Jennifer, China Anne McClain. She's not playing Jennifer anymore. It's somebody else, and that's how the episode ends. Now, to those who don't know, because Dee didn't know this, but I want to say it was back in November, China, she said that she was leaving Black Lightning. And I remember when I had saw this, I was just like, well, the show is ending already. So it's just like, how, I was confused. I never even read the article, but I read it today. And, she left the show for her own personal reasons. She said that it was no ill will towards the cast and crew on the set of Black Lightning. She said she loved every minute of it. She just needed to leave for her own personal reasons.
Yeah.
So now she's replaced with a new actress that is playing Jennifer. And now we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if like this same girl is gonna still be able to bring the same intensity that China brought. And it's like, I'm not a fan of characters being replaced by like the same character being replaced by somebody else. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like they did this in Iron Man with Rhodey.
Yep.
Terrence Howard was playing him at first, and then he was replaced by Don Cheadle.
But the difference is Terrence. Yeah, no, I was just gonna piggyback real quick, man. And this is a big thing for us. And the thing is, Terrence Howard was in one movie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He wasn't, but China was in 4.5 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a no-go. At any capacity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, she said that she didn't know that the show was going to be canceled. None of them knew the show was going to be canceled. And she said that she was already going to be leaving the show to begin with.
I actually think it makes it easier of a blow because it is getting canceled. Yeah. Because it just doesn't. I mean, unfortunately, the new actress taking over, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't have the time to really, get into the role and, develop any kind of storyline with being put back together. Having Jefferson go up and save the character. It just doesn't, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't have time to do anything because now it's like you got to pick up and go.
Yeah. And they only have 11 more episodes left.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So, I mean, we'll see. Let us know in the comments how you felt about it. Like, did you know that she was leaving the series? Like, how do you feel about the new actress? I kind of agree with what Dia saying, where it's just like, now she has to pick up the pieces. It's kind of similar to Batwoman, where it's like now you have Javicia up there and she's taking over for Ruby Rose, who was Batwoman before. And
that's tough too.
It's like, I watched the season premiere of season 2 because, I'm a fan of Javicia, but it's like, I just feel like with the writing of that show and whatnot, it's like, I don't even think that she can save the show. So, I mean, unfortunately, like we keep on bringing it up in, all of our video reviews, this is the final season of Black Lightning. And, it's sad to see China go, but if she had to leave because of her own personal reasons, whether it be mental health or whatnot, it's totally understandable because at the end of the day, it's like your sanity and your mental health comes first. And
of course,
I know for a lot of people, that's not a serious thing, but it should be serious.
Yeah, it should be.
So, let us know in the comments how you feel about the new actress and everything. Let us know how you felt about the episode overall. I know I told Dee, like, I feel like every episode, it continues to get better. Yeah. I feel like episode 2 was the only episode where it was kind of slow. My only gripe about this episode, again, was, Jefferson mentioning a Flash. He didn't even mention Flash. He just said that, I have a fast friend, and that was it. But yeah, that was my only big gripe. I'll give this episode, I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, I can ride with a 7 out of 10 as well. On me, I'm ready for them to kind of ease off the Anissa and Grace stuff. It just doesn't carry the story any further to me. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the recasting situation because it seemed like she still had China's voice, right?
No. It was
that her?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
it sounded
was really
like her.
different because I know you was just like you thought it was the same. You
Yeah, I
thought
was
it was
like, what the
her.
hell's going? It was very confusing, and I didn't like it. But now, with you bringing the article and stuff, her coming out about leaving the show, coming to my attention, it makes a lot more sense. I mean, I get what they're doing, but I don't think it's gonna make any. It's not gonna really, especially people that stuck with the show.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's gonna like it. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I agree. Hey, bro, people they don't like casting changes.
No, man, never.
Hey,
it's never.
It's just like Aunt Viv.
Yeah.
OG Aunt Viv and new
take
Aunt
it easy.
Viv.
But I mean, the one thing I could say with the Rhodey situation is they brought in Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
And I see that's a little different to me because Don Cheadle's Don Cheadle, bro. He's got great
credit. What you
credit.
So pretty much, like, let me ask you this. So if they would have brought in another established girl to take her part, do you think? I mean, because not saying that the actress that's playing her now is established, but like for real, like I don't know who she is compared to if they was to bring in somebody that has some name value who
I thought she was dark skin. I thought she was dark skinned China. You know what I'm saying? Going back to the Aunt Viv thing, I was like,
well, see, what's interesting because China, she has a twin sister, so they could even went with that route. If she's not a twin. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Daddy's Girls, but China,
no, but I've seen Sister.
No, there's a Tyler Perry movie called Daddy's Girls, and China and her sisters. She has two sisters, and they're all in this movie, and like all three of them look just alike. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that could have been an easy fix right there too. But
CW already they're trying to put the lid on it and push the bag down. So
yeah, unfortunately,
they're not gonna do all that.
CW gave up on the show, but where Flash season 8 has already been confirmed.
And they're picking up stuff like Walker Texas Ranger and stuff. They need to get their stuff together. I don't know what they're doing now.
I agree. I 100% agree with you.
They got it.
But yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching this video review. We hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, hop in the comments, talk with us. Yeah. Let us know how you feel about the changes and whatnot. And D, let them know where they can find you at in social media land.
That's going to be Rebellious _D 23 at Instagram.com.
And you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at King Benji _Banks on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can look me up on Facebook. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you for watching this video review. We always appreciate your support. We'll see you next time. Keep that pinky up. Peace. Thank you for watching a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure that you hit that like button and you subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content on our channel. Make sure you check out our podcast where we release new episodes every Tuesday and the video of that episode is uploaded on Friday. And you can find new episodes of our podcast on all podcast platforms. Make sure you follow all the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks social media accounts at Leveling Up Banks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, we have a Patreon. If you're feeling generous and would love to donate to us, it's at Leveling Up Banks. And huge shout out to our patrons. We really appreciate you and thank you for the support. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.